All right, we finally made it to 1.2. So today we're going to be talking about section 1.2 on angles. So of course we're going to start with the definition of an angle. An angle is a figure consisting of two non-collinear rays with a common endpoint. Okay, so here's a picture of an angle. Notice you've got two rays. They're non-collinear. They don't form one line, and they have this common endpoint. Okay. So the important thing you need to know, the common endpoint where your two rays meet up, where your angle hangs out right here, that's called the vertex. Notice it's called the common endpoint. It is just a point. And so the vertex of this angle is B. Remember, we name a point just by writing the capitalized letter. Okay? The sides of an angle are your two non-collinear rays. So if you'll think back to our first video, we said that to name a ray, you have to start with your endpoint. So when I look at this picture, B is my endpoint for both rays. That's why it's our vertex. And then we'll name the other side. So one of these rays is called BA, my ray symbol over it. And my other side is BC with my ray symbol over it. Those are the sides that form that angle. All right, so then we want to name the angle. To name the angle, you're going to use three letters is one option that you have. So when I look at this angle, I'm going to use three letters. And when I use those three letters, I'm going to let the vertex is always going to be in the middle. I kind of like to think I'm going around the angle. Okay, so one option you have to name this angle is angle. That's the angle symbol. Kind of cute. Should remind you of the less than symbol. I could name it angle ABC. Again, I kind of can trace that with my finger. ABC. So I know I'm right. That means your other option to name this angle would be CBA. So I can also name it angle CBA. All right, and then you have two other options. Your other option is you can name it using its vertex. I like this option if there's only one angle hanging out at the vertex. I'll show you what I'm talking about after a while. But this one's a great example of that. Here's your vertex. There's just one angle right here. So I can name this angle angle B, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then your other option is a lot of times angles are numbered, and that number will always be inside the angle between those two rays. So if you look at this one could be called angle 1. Okay, and then the last part, we're going to classify it. And so before we answer that question, I want to look over here at these definitions I have written down. I think you'll remember these from way long time ago, but just for fun, let's read over them real quick. If something is considered to be an acute angle, it means it's an angle with a measure of less than 90 degrees. It's going to look something like this. An obtuse angle is an angle with a measure of greater than 90 degrees. Something like this. A straight angle, and yes, this is a thing, okay? It's just going to be a straight line, but it is still a thing. A straight angle is an angle with a measure of 180 degrees. So a straight line measures 180 degrees. And then your last one is a right angle. A right angle is going to measure exactly 90 degrees. Remember, we designate that something is a right angle by putting that box down there. Okay, so when I ask you to classify an angle, I'm looking for one of these four words. So if you look at this picture, is it less than 90, more than 90, 180, or exactly 90? So this picture best fits that it's an acute angle. Okay, all right, let's look up at this example up here in the corner. Let's talk through this. So we've got some fill in the blank going on here. Number 1, blank is in the interior of blank. So let's start with this word interior. Hopefully interior makes you think inside. So if I look at this, the only thing I see inside of any of these angles is this point U, and then I also see these numbers 3 and 4. We just talked about that 3 and 4 are just ways to name those angles. So that's nothing impressive, but this point is a little bit odd. So we're going to call them out. Point U, remember we can name a point with just a capital letter, is in the interior of, when you look at this, hopefully you think, oh, U's in the interior of angle 3. So angle 3. All right, look at your next question. we're going to rename angle 3. It was another option. So I'm going to find angle 3. Here it is right here in my picture. And I want to rename it. I want to use 3 letters. This is one of those times when you cannot name it with a vertex angle, meaning X is my vertex. That's my common endpoint. I cannot name angle 3 angle X because there are 2 angles happening right here at angle X. If you refer to angle 3 as angle X, I'm not going to know if you're talking about angle 3 or if you're talking about angle 4. Okay, so you've got to be specific. So we're not going to use angle X. We do have to use 3 letters. So I'm going to trace angle 3, these 2 rays with my finger, and I'm going to write down the order that those letters pop up. So this one is going to be angle WXZ. And my angle symbol, WXZ. Remember, it can go either direction though, so you could also name it angle ZXW if you prefer. All right, and then we want to also rename angle 4. So here is angle 4, same situation, can't use angle X. So I'm going to use 3 letters. I'm going to go this way this time. So angle 4 would be renamed as angle YXZ. Okay. All right. Couple more problems, and these are what your assignment is going to look like. So let's go through these real quick. I've got 3 questions. 4 examples that we're answering 3 questions about each one. First, you're going to name the angle. I want you to literally tell me its name. Angle ABC, something like that. I want you to tell me if the measure is less than 90, greater than 90, equal to 90, or equal to 180. And then we're going to classify it. Remember, when you classify an angle, you're going to use one of these 4 options: acute, obtuse, right, or straight. All right, so here goes. First, we're going to name this angle. Remember, when you name an angle, you use 3 letters. So angle X, Y, Z. Remember, your vertex goes in the middle. Yes, Y is the vertex of this one. Y is what's connecting your 2 rays together. All right, tell its measure. Clearly, this one is equal to 180, which means it fits the definition of a straight angle. All right, look at the next one. Same situation. We're going to start by naming our angle. So you have lots of options here. I'll name it 2 different ways. My easiest option, the way I'm going to go to first anytime it's an option, is to name it with my vertex. This time there's only one angle happening at my vertex. I'm going to use it. So I can call this angle P. Your other option that some of you may see first is I can name it with those 3 letters. And so I could name it angle FPY or angle YPF. So I'm going to write angle FPY. All right. When you look at this one, it's small. So that means it is going to be less than 90 degrees. And then since it's less than 90 degrees, that makes it an acute angle. Cute little fella. All right, look at the next one. First, we're going to name it. Again, I'm going to take the easiest option anytime I can. This is angle T. Just for fun, I could also name it angle CTL or LTC. This one has that box right there at the vertex. And that means it is equal to 90 degrees. I'm sorry, I'm not putting my degree symbols. How terrible is that? Okay, equals 90 degrees. And then since it's exactly equal to 90 degrees, that does make it a right angle. All right, last one. Again, I'm always going to take the simple route if I have that option. I'm going to name this angle angle U. That's the vertex of this angle, angle U. You can always name it with 3 letters. So I can also name it angle SUN. I like it when it spells a word. Isn't that fun? Angle sun. All right, this one is big. This one's bigger than this one. It extends out this way. So it is greater than 90 degrees, meaning it is classified as an obtuse angle. And good news, 1.2 only has 1 section, so I'm totally done with 1.2. See you later.